one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, man, you do something about it, because you can.
This story comes to us from NBC News, where Los Angeles City Council president is demanding an investigation after a video appears to show police from neighboring Burbank dropping off a clearly distressed homeless man in front of his Los Angeles office and driving away.
New alarming video of Burbank police releasing a homeless man outside their jurisdiction in Los Angeles, then driving off as he falls to the ground.
They disregarded this person's safety, personal well-being, healthcare status entirely, and just washed their hands of him.
The video taken Thursday morning outside LA City Council President Paul Krikorian's office in North Hollywood.
The video was released by Council President Paul Krikorian, and Krikorian said it shows the officers leaving the severely distressed, unhoused man and abandoning him on the sidewalk in North Hollywood. In the video, after the officers take the shoeless man out of the back of the police vehicle, he falls to his hands and knees and puts his head on the sidewalk, and police then drive away. The man is then seen in the video crawling on the sidewalk. Now, Paul Krikorian, the council president, said at a news conference where he played the security footage that he was extremely livid. He said that there has long been suspicions that the cities next to LA are pushing their unhoused population into the city of Los Angeles rather than providing care themselves. Quote, "The person fell to the sidewalk, clearly experiencing a mental health crisis as well as physical injuries," Krikorian said. Krikorian went on, and the officers of the Burbank Police Department got back in their vehicle and drove back to Burbank without giving any aid to this person, without determining whether there was anyone who could provide services to this person. They dumped him in North Hollywood, says Paul Krikorian.
Krikorian's staff tracked down the homeless man later that afternoon on the street, who claims Burbank police picked him up from St. Joseph's Hospital for being, quote, unruly, handcuffed him, then released him on Lankershim Boulevard with what he describes as a broken leg.
To take somebody at this moment of maximum vulnerability and literally dumping him on a sidewalk to fend for himself, it's a disgrace.
Workers across the street at Horror Vibes Coffee described the incident as tragic.
I haven't seen anything like that here before.
Now, Burbank is a separate city from Los Angeles, but it is right next to and nearly surrounded by the city of Los Angeles. The Burbank Police Department said they responded to a call near a Burbank hospital for a naked man sitting at a bus stop at around 8:45 a.m., and that the man said he had left the hospital voluntarily before they arrived. Possibly. The department said the man asked to be taken to North Hollywood Metro Station and en route asked to be let out where he was dropped off so that he could get a cup of coffee. I'm sure he did. I'm sure. Quote, "To gain cooperation for the individual to put on clothing, the officers offered to drive the individual to a place of his choosing," says the police department. After the man asked to be let out, they say the officers complied immediately with his request. That's according to the Burbank PD. Now, Providence St. Joseph Medical Center in Burbank said in a statement that there was an incident Thursday morning on public property near the hospital, and that among the calls made to police was a hospital security guard seeking help for a person on a city sidewalk who appeared to be in distress. Now, Los Angeles has a homeless crisis. It has Skid Row, and it has long struggled to address, and which has been a focus of new Mayor Karen Bass, the homelessness. Los Angeles spends $1 billion a year trying to help its homeless population, Krikorian said, while neighboring cities do far less. Burbank Mayor Nick Schultz said in a statement on Twitter X that the city of Burbank takes the concerns raised by Los Angeles City Council member Paul Krikorian seriously. They say an estimated 46,260 people are homeless in Los Angeles, according to the annual homeless count conducted last year. There was an estimated 75,518 homeless people in the city of Los Angeles County, according to that count. Krikorian said he introduced a motion calling on the Los Angeles City Attorney, the Los Angeles County District Attorney, and the state's Attorney General to investigate this. He also said he would be demanding of Burbank's mayor an investigation and effort to look into changes in policy that can be made to try to avoid this type of egregious situation. He called the actions in the video callous, cruel, inhumane, and also fundamentally irresponsible. He said, as a human being, I was outraged by it, and I continue to be. Now, Krikorian said the officers responded to an extremely vulnerable person by literally dumping him on a sidewalk to fend for himself. He said it's a disgrace, and it is a disgrace. Of course, as we conclude this story, Burbank police said they are conducting an investigation into the incident, including the conduct of the officers involved. Sure they are. We believe you. Yeah. The Burbank Police Department remains committed to treating the unhoused community with compassion and respect, and thanks Los Angeles City Council President Paul Krikorian for bringing this matter to our attention, says the Burbank Police Department. But what are you going to do about it? Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We wouldn't have known about it without you. Bye-bye. Are you going to do anything? And it's not the first time that we've seen the police department in that area, that metropolis of Los Angeles and surrounding cities. It's not the first time we've seen police dump a homeless person on the sidewalk. This has happened before on video, and we've seen it. We've seen the videos. The old woman that they just dumped out, she still had on her hospital gown. So, but what gets me is they said, well, he said he wanted to be let out here so he could get a cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure exactly what he said. It irks me. And it should irk you too to know about this. If you live in the Burbank area, you should be very livid yourself about this. In fact, you should be going over to the police department and asking them what the hell's going on.